Hey, I'm back. This is Chandler for Melda Production, and recently I was online and I was looking at some videos and I saw a dynamic tremolo. What's that? I looked at it and I was like, oh, okay, I watched the video, it was cool. I'd never seen that before, but basically it was a tremolo that responded to the dynamics of your playing. This was used on guitar, but I guess technically it could be used on other things too. And so it did some things like, for example, if you played harder, it would, go faster, the rate would increase, etc. And you could do the same thing with other parameters such as the depth. And I'll show you how to do that here today. So let's get started. I'm going to use MTremeloMB, but you can actually use the normal MTremolo. The reason I'm not is because the normal MTremolo you have to unlock, and if you don't, you're not going to have the modulators to do this. But if you have MTremeloMB, don't have to worry. You'll definitely be able to do this. But if you're wondering, you can actually do this with MTremolo normal version. So anyways, we have this set here, and if you have it like this, I'll play something. Going a little bit slow. Let me set the rate a little bit faster. And have the width up, but let's just start from a scratch. So I'm gonna hit default here. And this is what we have. Pretty nice. Now what I'm gonna do is just turn the invert tremolo phase off. You can leave that on if you want. I'm gonna turn the depth up a little bit just so we can hear it a little bit better. If it's too low, it may not come through clearly, so I think that's pretty noticeable. So what we're gonna do is I want this rate to start fairly quickly, somewhere around there, and then move down somewhere around here. And I want this to be governed by how hard I'm hitting a note. So I'm going to use a modulator. So you see here, mod 1, I'm going to just click clear and learn, although you could just hit learn if you wanted to. And I'll just modulate this up here, I guess 6 or 7, that may be a little bit too fast. Okay. And right now it's off, so I need to enable it. You can either enable it there or just go out here and click this button. And now if we watch it, you see how it's going very slowly and then it gets faster at some points like that. You see the rate is going up and down very quickly. We actually don't want that. You could actually do this, which would sound probably fairly crazy. Like, let me do it a little bit faster. I'll actually play this, although I don't think it sounds great. Actually, that didn't sound that bad. That is kind of cool for the special effect. You might actually want to use that, but I'm not going to show that today. So what I'm going to use is the follower. We have the follower here, and what this will do is it'll act almost like an envelope. So this will get us the basic sound just right here. So I'll play it, and I'll let you see what's happening. If you look at the rate here, you can see what's going on. To be completely honest, you could just stop right there and it's like, oh, I did it, I'm done. But I'll go through a little bit more just to show you some other things you can do. Now, the first thing we have here is the attack. If I make this longer, it'll take it longer to go all the way up like this. Actually, 48 milliseconds is still pretty fast. Let's try it like this. That's a little bit too long. I like this fairly short. Let's try like a little bit under 5 milliseconds. And the release will be how long it takes to go down. And this also, I like to bring down a little bit. But of course, you can adjust that to taste. Now, to be honest, I like this just as it is. What you can do, though, is if you're thinking, hey, like I want to increase the max speed or decrease the minimum speed, you can adjust those here. And also, you notice when I'm hitting it, even fairly hard, the rate here isn't actually going up to 7. Now, we can use the minimum and level max and min to actually adjust that. So now if you look at this handy level graph down here, you can see exactly how hard I'm hitting. So you see it's like, okay, that between 10 and 20. So if I bring the level max down here, now when I hit it, it should be hitting that 7 hertz speed like this. And I can do the same thing with the minimum. So if I bring these close together, the level's going to drop and it's going to hit that minimum pretty fast like this. But if I move it down, it'll take longer, so it'll be a more gradual decrease in speed. So you can, of course, adjust those wherever you want. Oh, I didn't mean to right-click that, although you can change these settings if you want. So that's kind of a useful thing if you want to change the colors or the resolution, etc. But I'll just set the minimum back by clicking here, right-click it like that. And so set those however you feel it works for you. There's lots of other things in here, but I don't want to get into it. There's lots of things we can do. We can also use bandpass filters, etc. But I think for the most part it's enough. And you can actually modulate this using the sine wave here and add that in with that if you want. But I'll show one more trick here. So let's turn this off. So I don't want this modulated like that anymore. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another one in band 1. And let's try the depth this time. So add depth here. I made sure I turned this off, so now it's not controlling the rate, it's only controlling the depth here. And what I can do is I can set this, let's say the minimum, maximum is maybe 100's too much. Let's try around like 60 something. So now it's going to do the same thing, everything's going to be exactly the same, except now it's going to control the depth like this. I turn up the rate a little bit faster like this. Now it's fading out. And that's okay, but I'd actually like it the other way. I don't want it to start with the tremolo. I want it to start, with a plain sound and then the tremolo kind of fade in. I think that sounds better. So what I'm going to do is just hit invert here, like this. Same thing, but I think the level minimum is taking too long to get the depth up. So what I'm going to do is just move this up like this. That's better. But it still seems like it's spending too much time here at the bottom of the depth. So what can I do to make it move a little bit faster? We can go into this transformation stage and we can try adjusting it. So I'm trying to think which way. I'm getting confused with the invert. You can try it both ways. So move this down to like 75%. So hopefully now it'll spend lots of time or quickly go from the bottom to somewhere in the middle here like this. Let's find out. You think, it's a little bit too fast. I can move it here around 50. See if this is better. That seems good. And by doing that, it's only going to affect the depth and it's not going to affect the rate. So one thing that I probably would do is use both of these at the same time, like this. So let's try it. Okay. One more time. That's pretty much what I want. So you can see there, as I'm playing, the tremolo is not really getting in the way of my playing, but at the very end, it gives it, just a little bit of a mojo there. So that's what I would want, and I think this is really cool. I've never, heard of a dynamic tremolo before this, but I thought this sounded really cool, so I thought I would share this. Hopefully you found this interesting too. If you did, leave me a comment down below or give me a thumbs up, and check out all the other plugins at meldaproduction.com. Till next time, see you.